Throughout the state of Illinois, countless basketball players have cemented themselves as the best on the high school scene. Former greats like Marcus Liberty of King High School, Kevin Garnett of Farragut Academy, and Jabari Parker of Simeon all proved their dominance against elite competition within the state. And now, another name has been added to the long list of Illinois Mr. Basketball Award winners. Charlie Moore of Morgan Park High School reached basketball immortality by becoming the 2016 winner of the state's highest individual award. Already a two-time state champion, Moore was a force during his high school senior season, averaging 28 points, 7 assists, and 5 steals. And the right to call yourself Mr. Basketball in Illinois in 2016 brought out many worthy candidates for the crown.
I'm Nogel Eastern. I'm a 6'5" junior guard at Evanston Township High School. I can do all things on the court: rebound, pass, score. It's just a general all-around game, like a combo guard. Just go out there and just fill up the stat sheet defensively and offensively.
Nogel Eastern.
The thing that makes Nogel really special is his versatility. He impacts the game at both ends of the court in so many ways, maybe more so than any other player in the state.
I'm Nick Rakostovic, year 2016. I am a 6'11" power forward that attends St. Joseph High School.
What we've accomplished with Nick, being our dominant player, being our leader, it's been special for him. He's done a tremendous job.
My game is very versatile for people who haven't seen me play before. A big guy who can stretch the floor, can play inside and outside, can kind of do a little bit of everything.
His upside is unbelievable. And that materialized last year with our run to the state championship. He's a unique individual.
I'm Zach Norvell, 6'5" senior guard from City-Suburban Career Academy. I'm a big guard that can play positions 1 through 3. Has the IQ for the game, can shoot the ball, and one of the greatest competitive spirit ever.
You know, I don't think people was talking about him as much as they should have, being one of the top players in the country. But it's fine with him. You know, all he wants to do is win.
I want to win no matter what it is. Like, you can ask my friends, my coaches always want to win.
He's one of the toughest kids I ever had a chance to coach.
Coming from Chicago, you got to be tough. And I feel like there's no tougher guard in the country.
I'm Mike Smith, a 5'10" senior point guard at Falmouth High School. I'm a fast player. I like to get up and go.
When we need him to score, he scores. When we need him to lead, he leads. When we need him to defend, he defends.
Coach says he thinks that I'm a better shooter than I think, but I don't know why he says that, because I think I can really shoot the ball well.
Mike Smith answering.
I'm really competitive. I don't like to do anything half done.
With his height and his speed and his strength, he just really does it all for us.
One of Moore's biggest threats in the Mr. Basketball race came from the downstate area. Belleville Altof's Jordan Goodwin, who is considered the best junior prospect in Illinois, made a strong case for the crown. Now, after guiding Belleville Altof to the 3A state title game as a sophomore, Goodwin led the Crusaders back to Peoria his junior year, where he showcased his dynamic skill set and helped take home the 3A championship trophy in 2015. Be sure to look out for the St. Louis University commit once again in next year's Mr. Basketball race.
It's one of those awards you dream about winning when you're a kid. You want to show to everybody you know in the state that you've got the most prestigious award that you can win.
That award is so special, the Mr. Basketball in the state of Illinois. You just run down all the different players that have won it, and most of them are getting paid.
With Charlie Moore, the one word that comes to my mind is fearless.
He's almost like Morgan Park's version of Stephen Curry. I mean, that's the kind of things that he does. He really gets it done and shoots from all over the place. Team leader. He's the kind of player I'd love to have, to be honest with you.
You know, you look at him, he's a small kid, you're just like, okay, this kid won't be so bad. And then he starts breaking you down with the dribble, and it gets scary, you know, because he's very quick, he's strong for his size.
To describe his game, I'll say a guy that wants to win and a guy that just lays it all out and an amazing shooting pathway as well.
He can score at will, shooting, floaters, and just handles. So he's a very unique point guard, and that's why he was recruited the way he was.
Great player, you know, has a chance to be really, really good, understands the point guard position and can really shoot it, real deceptive. You know, it's a matchup problem every night.
I feel like he has something special about him, and he has a chip on his shoulder. I know his dad pushed him a lot to be his best, and I feel like he's playing the best right now. I'm really happy for Charlie and what he's accomplished so far.
To understand why Charlie Moore presents himself as a quiet and humble young man, you must begin with his upbringing on the tough streets of Chicago's South Side. is where the Moore family created a covering to love and protect Charlie and his dreams. All right, Charlie, let's go back to your childhood. And what are some of your earliest memories of playing basketball? I understand that you and your dad are really, really close, and he really put the ball in your hands.
Yeah, some of my earliest moments. Just me working out with my dad a lot. Also with my brothers. I have 2 older brothers, so we worked out a lot with each other, and they made me tougher. You know how the big brothers try to act like big brothers all the time. So we used to go at it. I used to compete, and I hate to lose. So.
All right, Tanya, take me back to Charlie's first introduction to the game of basketball, and how big of an influence was your husband, Curtis, on just Charlie's overall development as a player?
Well, his dad had a lot of influence because he also coached them. Charlie grew up around basketball, so everything in the house basically was a form of basketball. He would just shoot against the doorknobs, shoot against the walls. It was just all basketball. And before and after practice, he had his own practice with his dad. And they basically went in the alley, up and down the alley, practicing, in the backyard practicing. And Charlie just grew to love the game of basketball.
As you look back on it and all of the workouts that you and your dad went through, how important were they, seeing how you've developed and grown as a player?
Oh, it was extremely important. He had the vision before anyone else had the vision. We used to work extremely hard every day. I didn't know what it was for. I didn't know what it was for at all, but I see now. I see it's a bigger picture to everything. So we worked extremely hard, and I love him for that.
All right, Irvin Brothers, such a dynamic family in the city of Chicago when it comes to basketball. Let's go back to the first time that you heard the name Charlie Moore.
Well, the first time I heard about Charlie is when he was like maybe 8, 9 years old, but I first laid eyes on him when he was in 6th grade maybe. And he was playing on the varsity team. And I said, who's this little dude? And he was killing. So I was like, oh man, he must about to be an incoming freshman. They was like, nah, Nick, he in 5th, 6th grade. I said, wow. So that's when I laid eyes on him. I said, he gonna be special.
Yeah, they called him the baby assassin, got the baby face, but man, he was a blur, He was good as advertised. And it's hard to say with 5th graders how good he gonna be, but my whole thing was like, he'd be good, but is he gonna grow? And so that was the thing about Charlie. He always had game, but it was like, okay, you just waiting to see him grow.
Describe the moment or the time that you fell in love with the game of basketball. Now, we all have that moment.
The moment where I fell in love with basketball, maybe I would say my 8th grade year. I was getting to gain like more common sense as a player and as a person. I was traveling places I've never been for playing basketball during AAU season with my friends on the same team, and we're just bonding and having fun. So that's probably the moment where I fell in love with basketball.
One of your best friends, Charlie Moore. How did you guys kind of hit it off?
Me and Charlie always, since we was young, we always played together. And then we both separated and went to different schools. And then in 8th grade, I think we came back together and played for the Fire. And we've been bonding ever since then.
All right, now you were one of the better 8th graders in the city of Chicago, if not the best. You decided to go to Morgan Park. All right, now why did you choose to be a Mustang?
Just the relationship I had with Coach Nick Irvin. Also the academics. That was extremely important for me also, because I just didn't want to be a basketball player. So I think Morgan Park had the best of both worlds for me.
Now, Nick, you didn't hesitate throwing Charlie right into the fire his freshman year on the varsity level and in the Public League Red South, which is one of the toughest conferences that we have in the country. What did you see from his maturity and his confidence to let you know, okay, I think Charlie will be ready for this, he'll be all right?
Oh, absolutely. When Charlie stepped through the door, he had a lot of swag to him. And I threw him in the fire early because he was tough. His daddy groomed him. I said, man, why not?
What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was a great experience, competing with some of the best players that ever came through Chicago. Billy Garrett, Cal Davis, Marquise Williams. I think without those guys, I wouldn't be the player I am today. So just competing every day and Nick on me every day just gave me that extra boost to be a great player.
Me and him been on the same page from day one. I said, can you handle it? Are you built for this? And he said, come on, Nick, I'm built for it. The first game of the season, we was playing Notre Dame, down 2. And it was about 1:30 left, and I called to play for Charlie. And Billy said, Nick, huh? Man, it's my team. I said, just run it, just run it. Came off, he drained it. So, you know, I just rolled with it and threw him in the fire. He was taking long threes, and everybody was like, Nick, why you let him shoot that fire? I said, y'all will see. Y'all will see why I let him do it. And the rest was history.
Chicago's Morgan Park Mustangs. The victory, Mustangs have captured their first state championship since they defeated West Aurora in 1976.
The Morgan Park Mustangs, the 3A state champions.
School ain't no business, you can't win. Any advice for the team next year here at Morgan Park?
Win another one. That's as simple as that. Win another one. Win another one. Win another one.
Great turnaround in the second half for Morgan Park.
Down 13 in the third quarter, Morgan Park rallies, and they take home their second straight state title.
Second straight state championship for Morgan Park. The South Side is the best side. Chicago celebrates another title.
Oh yeah, we did it. We did it, back to back.
Nick Irvin and the captains of Morgan Park step forward to receive the first place trophy, 3A 2014. Congratulations to the Mustangs.
Now you guys have achieved the ultimate goal as a basketball program, winning back-to-back state titles during Charlie's freshman and sophomore season. Playing behind and along with some great players, Billy Garrett Jr., Kyle Davis, Josh Cunningham. So what impact did Charlie have on those teams?
I mean, he had a lot of impact. Especially, he learned a lot his freshman year, and also he played in major games.
One thing I would say about he's not afraid of the moment. No matter how big the stage is, Charlie, in them 2 years, he brought Chicago toughness to that team. Like, if the small guy leading, everybody gonna roll, and that's how it was.
Just the stretch we had during state run, we were all clicking as a group, a team. We didn't care who scored the ball, and that's what gave us that push and that drive to get a state championship.
Lincoln crowd chanting boring. That's not boring. Josh Cunningham.
One thing I was doing, I was grooming him for this year. And he took everything I was saying to him, and everybody believed in him. I said, just take me to the promised land. And he did it. He led us again to a state championship.
He was like, all the seniors, y'all follow me now. You know, he just brought that toughness to the team.
And he ain't had no choice but to leave, because he wasn't here from me, and he wasn't going home here from his daddy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
no escaping.
No, you go get it done. That's what he did.
All right, now you won those 2 state championships, freshman year, sophomore year. Junior year, didn't win that state championship, but you did make it back down to Peoria.
Although their bid at a Class 3A championship three-peat was squashed, Morgan Park was determined to end their season on a winning note.
And finished in the top 4 teams in Class 3A. Before your senior season started that summer, what transformed inside of you mentally? Was it a conversation that you had with your dad or the Irvins?
Oh yeah, definitely just conversations. Just the words of encouragement the Irvins gave me, so did my dad. Just telling me I gotta go out there and work hard, talking to me about how important it is, college, NBA, just that drive that they said they seen the potential in me, and I seen the potential in myself. So that's something I just got in the gym every day, worked on my game for hours, on things that I knew I had to improve on, things that I'm already good at, and just keep working on my all-around game to get me better as an individual.
The summer before your senior season, playing for the Macaroon Fire, you just took your game to another level. What were you trying to accomplish to make sure that everyone knew who you were on the national level, not just in the state of Illinois?
I just wanted to go out there every game and just improve my game. Just me, in my mind, prove everybody wrong, knowing how good I am as a player and the confidence I had in me. And also, that summer, I think mentally, I've grown as a better player. I've seen things that I think other players didn't see out there on the court that made the game slow down for me. I don't know how it came, but I think it was because I watched basketball a lot. But that came to me, and it just took me to another level.
It was just like he transformed into a monster. It wasn't like this is little babyface Charlie. You're like, no, that's Charles Moore. How did you see his leadership and just his overall performance on the court just take over games and just really lead his teammates?
you know, I had a lot to do with that, you know, because they ain't now it's my time to take over Charlie going into his senior year. Nick got the game where he gonna shoot from 40, you know, Nick gonna get 30 points a game, so he put that in his players. And I said, look, Charlie, now I'm the pure point guard of the family. I'm the one that's gonna put this other part in your game that's gonna take you over the top. Just listen to me. And it was a fight. Charlie wanted to get 40, you know. Charlie, calm down. We got all-stars around now. So you're gonna have to listen. You know, you're gonna have to set the table. You know, you're gonna get yours, but set the table. You know, trust me. So it was a fight. It was a fight, you know. And he understood. I told him you can get your 30 points and get 15 assists. That's the part I'm coming in. I'm gonna teach you how to distribute the ball, make your teammates happy, and then now, trust me, you gonna go from here to here. And you know, and that's what happened. He took Nick's scoring, took my passing, put it all together, and man, the rest was history. He took off.
All right, now a lot of people don't realize this with how great you were in your senior season, but before things really got started, your father suffered a very serious health scare. What do you remember about that day, and you know, how did your relationship really grow after that?
Well, my dad called my mom and said he wasn't like feeling too well. He was real weak on his left side. So me and my mom rushed home from, I think we went downtown, and we came home and we seen him on the ground.
When we got home, he was on the floor. So we called the ambulance and they rushed him to the hospital, but I didn't realize it was as serious as it was until we got there. It was a long road. He's still recovering. Charlie, I think, focuses more instead of, I have to go back.
That's all right, it's all right. Take your time.
All right, all right.
Take your time. No, it's not a easy subject to talk about, but obviously he's doing a lot better. Just some of those memories of that day, and you know how it really, you know, strengthened your family, whether religiously or just personally, especially with Charlie's relationship with Curtis.
Well, especially with Charlie's relationship with his dad. Charlie, I think, concentrated more on what his dad had instilled in him already. So he took a lot of his frustration out in the gym by practicing more, because that's what his dad had already instilled in him.
Now, going through that scary situation, you kind of immersed yourself into the game of basketball. As your mom was saying, that, you know, during that time you would just really go to the gym because that's what your father taught you. So how big was it to get that escape, to come to the court, get some shots up, and just really take your mind away?
Oh yeah, the court was definitely my relief. Just knowing how much time we spent in the gym, how much I love the gym. That's why I just came here and took pressure off me, get shots. It's like when I'm in the gym, I just don't think about anything. Just work on my game, get better. And I mean, that's tough. It's tough.
How did you and Charlie's relationship grow stronger just with that scare with your husband?
Well,
I'm pretty sure you guys bonded even more.
We bonded even more because we were the only two in the house. No one was there, so Charlie and myself bonded even more. So, I mean, we still prayed together. I talked with him one-on-one and told him that he had to stay strong, and he did.
It made me stronger, it made me wiser, and it made me grow up quicker than I expected. So I think it helped me as an individual. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it was a tough time.
Right, you and your dad were really, really close, and I understand that he would always be at the games, you know, giving you pointers before and after, but he wasn't able to be there this season physically to watch your game. So how did you try and manage to, you know, keep his spirit alive while you're out here on the court and just kind of updating him on how things went when you got back home?
Just imagining him in the crowd, talking to me, seeing what to do and telling me what to do. And also we just had talks before I go out there and play. He just tell me to go out there and play hard, and give 110% effort all the time. And that's what I just tried to come out there and do for him and for me also. So that was just a goal of mine to accomplish every game.
You racked up countless awards this year. championships, Proviso West Tourney, sectional championships, regional championships, Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Illinois, and probably the most important trophy individually for any player coming out of Chicago and the state, the Mr. Basketball Award for 2016. Now, was it a goal for you coming into the season to be Mr. Basketball for the state of Illinois? Because there was a lot of great guards that were in the running. You know, you think about Mike Smith of Fenwick High School, one of your good friends, Zach Norvell, Simeon High School, Nick Rakocevic over at St. Joe's, but you just kind of ran away with the voting and the award.
Yeah, I think I started off really well during the season. And also, I thought about it a little bit, especially when we played at Proviso West against like Nick Rakocevic. He used to always say me and Nick were in the running for Mr. Basketball. It was either him or I. So I just took that game to heart. I came out there blasted. I had a great game that game. And we ended up winning. I won the Proviso West Championship, so that was a truly blessing, and I was just happy for the moment.
So you guys played in the City-Suburban showdown out at Lyons Township. So what do you remember about that game? Because you guys really were coming off a heartbreaking loss the night before against Simeon.
That game yesterday is over. All right, we're going to move on from that and prepare for this one. Good thing about this game of basketball is short-term memory. All right, it's over with.
Like you said, we were coming off a heartbreaking loss. We really, as a team, didn't want to play that game because we already took a tough loss to make it to the city championship, which is one of our goals for the season.
Charlie, you got to lead, baby. You got to lead. You got to be that leader, man. All right? Last regular season game, you got to lead. All right? All right? You ready? Let's go get it.
Nick told us to get out there and play hard. Let's go. I ended up with, I think, about 20 points throughout the second half and the overtime we went in.
Take me back to that moment, that play where you set the game into overtime.
The shot I hit to make it go into overtime, they called timeout. All the play up.
If the three there, take it, all right?
We got like 2 double screens coming up for me. I came across. Nick said, shoot it. I came off. There was like 2 people on me. I ain't really want to shoot. I was about to pass it. Nick said, shoot it. I shot it with confidence, and it just went in. It was crazy. It made it go into overtime.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Yeah!
Now, what's that like for you when you flip on that switch? Like, all right, Charlie, it's time to take over. What's that like, and what mode do you go into?
I just go into aggressive mode, stand on attack mode.
We got new life, man. Ain't stop you from getting to the hole yet.
Get to the rim, try to make as many plays as I can, make it happen. Also, when I hit one shot and I feel it, I just feel like every other shot going in afterwards. I think it's just because how much I practice and what I know I can do out there on the court. So that mode is pretty amazing.
Charlie is like aggressive on the court. He never want to lose, so he's gonna fight, And if he gotta take the last shot, he's gonna take it aggressively. To win us the game, do what he gotta do to win.
I had to tell the players, in the locker room after the game. They won, and I talked to them guys, and I said, look, enjoy this moment. Ain't too many people gonna play with a kid that's gonna win Mr. Basketball Award. It don't happen.
Hey, that's a Mr. Basketball Player of the Year performance. Hey, we may not see that no more. Morgan Park may not see that no more, but we know tonight we seen it, baby.
And that's what I was telling his teammates, enjoy this moment, enjoy, because this is special. This never happened in Morgan Park, so just enjoy that you're playing with a Charlie Moore,
Your Morgan Park team was clearly the best team in the state of Illinois throughout the season. You get to the state playoffs, you run into a Lincoln Way West team that, was that Cinderella of the state playoffs. What do you remember about that game, and what emotions were running through you after realizing that, this is the end of my high school career?
Lincoln Way West, they were a great team. I knew we could have beat them if we played them again. They made big plays. They wasn't missing any shots. We were right down the street from their home. We made some bad plays down the stretch. It was just a hard-fought game.
We fell short. We didn't make the right plays when we needed to make them, and we showed a rush. Not taking away from Lincoln Way West, but if we play them 9 more times, we'll beat them 9 more times.
We got big bad Charlie Moore, Morgan Park up, You're like, okay, so this fairy tale about to end for Lincoln Way. You know, it's going to end. And next thing you know, they still in the game. They hear some shots and the fans going crazy. And I said, man, you know what? This March Madness. This what March Madness is all about. Teams like Lincoln Way that can come in and knock off a big team like this if the stage is set right, and it was set right. They had some good players that was making plays. You know, they had their fan support. It was a great story, you know, and we real basketball people, so we understand it, but, you know, it didn't take away from nothing from what Charlie Moore, you know, what he accomplished throughout his whole 4 years. It didn't take away nothing from Morgan Park. It was just, you know, it was just one of them stories that was developing, and they got caught in the middle of it.
Just knowing at the end of the game that was my last high school game, it didn't really hit me, but like the next day it hit me hard. I was just upset, just started thinking of what I could have done better, what we could have done better as a team. Just hit me real hard.
Coaching Charlie for the last time, we didn't have that moment right after the game because I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was over.
Yeah, we didn't really talk after the game. Like the next day we talked about it. And Lincoln Way West just had their day that day. So we just couldn't do anything about it the next day. So we just had to go on with life.
You know, like I told him, man, now your next chapter start. That's the beginning. And what he did for me, you can't really express because he won for me on the court, but off the court, he had a 3.0 GPA. You know, and we got the relationship. We close, we love each other, that's my guy. I mean, it's a bond that nobody can't break.
What's the one word you could describe your son in, and what would that word be and why?
Unselfish. I think Charlie is family-oriented, always willing to give. Charlie has maintained to stay level-minded. He's still humble. At home now, it's either practicing, joking around with his dad. He's just Charlie. He's just Charlie.
A great person to be around. His mom and dad raised him to give respect to everybody. Man, humble kid. Man, I just love being around him. See, I won't miss him. That's my man. So to sum it up, it's just a great, great young man.
I would have to say dominant, you know, because no matter where he goes, he dominated his environment. Just on and off the court with his personality, his character, and his basketball, I have to say dominant.
What's your best memory of Charlie's basketball career since he's been in Morgan Park?
Winning as Mr. Basketball, especially to put him in the accolades with Derrick Rose, Jabari Parker, and to be put with those top guys, I think was a really special acknowledgement for Charlie.
When you see your name on that trophy with so many other great players, what thoughts and emotions run through your head?
A blessing. That's a true blessing. Just knowing the players that's on the trophy, where they at, how successful they are in life, and knowing that I was the first to win in Morgan Park history, it's like truly just a blessing and just showed that hard work pays off.
You've seen Charlie's work ethic, so it's no surprise that he won the Mr. Basketball Award. So when you found out, how happy were you for him to win that award?
I was real happy. I put them all over my pages and everything. I told everybody in my family, and we all like wish him the best of luck when we go to college.
And as a parent, you have to be very prideful to see your son go down in the history books.
So proud. I mean, myself and also his dad is just very proud. I mean, we would go back and let his dad know, and his dad would just stick his chest out. It was like just so happy for him.
It put a big smile on my face because a lot of people doubted him because he was short. And I'm proud that he won the award because now he's sending a message to the next little guy like, oh no, you still could do it. You know, you just got to put your heart and soul into it and go get it. And he did that. He cleaned up every award in the state of Illinois. So the rest is history now.
What lies ahead for this outstanding young man is a bright career as a Cal Golden Bear. And you better believe that Charlie will continue his success on the court with the same Warriors mentality that many Chicago players are born with. For CN100 Sports, I'm Camron Smith. Thanks for watching.